Asia Wilson, the MVP of the WNBA, the greatest player in women's basketball that nobody cares about. She was caught on tape a year ago.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say it's not really about me. If she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point.
Preaching to, wagging her finger at, telling Kelsey Plum, her teammate, about her, white privilege and how Paige Becker understands it and blah, blah. Anyway, this old clip has gone viral this week.
And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you.
What if I told you that the most intense rivalry in the WNBA isn't simply about scores and rebounds? Asia Wilson, the MVP of the Everyone, is buzzing about A.A. Wilson's recent demand for reparations from Caitlin Clark. However, this isn't just a joke about two stars swapping. It's bringing up a big can of worms regarding racial marketing and who gets the limelight in women's basketball.
The more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not whites. They're actually black males. But that's the issue, though. I don't understand this. Many of these people, like Asia, are so used to being able to dispense and force white guilt upon others. This has become, Jason, and tell me if you agree or disagree. This NBA playoff ratings dip post Caitlin Clark is the sports version of white flight and gentrification.
Imagine Caitlin and A.A. together. After a game, two of the biggest names in the league are making jokes. Suddenly, A.A. drops the reparations line on Caitlin, and everyone's jaws drop to the ground. It was so bold and unexpected that nobody knew how to react for a second. But then social media explodes. Fans are sharing clips, players are commenting, and all of a sudden, this lighthearted moment is the talk of the league.
This thing was going viral, like you said, Jason, and I saw the comments, which I was liberally retweeting on Twitter. There should be a hashtag now, Stop Asia Hate.
Let's start there. Is that a compliment that she understands her white privilege?
I mean, what is she really saying? Like, hey, white girl, you know what, you cracker-ass cracker? You have a lot of white guilt, and I approve. But it's amazing. But this is the problem that a lot of people have with Caitlin Clark fans and supporters. They don't buy into it.
There's much more to this story than meets the eye, and we're going to break it all down for you. Here's the thing about that reparations comment. It's not really about money at all, A.A. This little joke isn't just funny. It's shedding light on some major issues in the WNBA that nobody has been talking about. Wilson recently brought up a number of racial issues in the WNBA, including why some players are having difficulty gaining notice. Others become overnight feelings.
To me, it was a message being sent to Caitlin Clark of like, you want to come into our league, this is how you need to be. And I think it's a message to Nike. I probably tend to think it wasn't even on accident. Knew she was being recorded, knew it would get out there. And it was, because I think this was a year ago, and it's gone viral now this week. Again, as I talked about last week, based off the Ethan Strauss deal, Asia Wilson has a signature shoe and logo with Nike. No one's going to buy her shoe. So there's a mindset that Asia has to adopt to justify getting treatment she knows she doesn't deserve.
Let's dissect it. A.A. Wilson is drawing attention to a serious problem in women's basketball rather than merely making fun of it. Wilson has been outspoken about the difficulties black athletes encounter in the WNBA, particularly with regard to receiving the credit they are due. Wilson made a rather strong remark from a two-time MVP and champion. It's not just about skill. It's about who gets the spotlight and why now. Wilson stated, "It really is because you can be top-notch at what you are as a black woman, but maybe that's something that people don't want to see." Go in this rookie, Caitlin Clark, has been making waves on social media, garnering attention and fans like crazy, but this is where things get complicated. Due of Clark's quick ascent, some people are wondering about marketing and racial issues in women's basketball. Wilson didn't hold back while discussing this subject either. She stated, "It boils my blood when people say it's not about race because it is." She is implying that Clark's success isn't just due to her unquestionable talent, but partly to the fact that she is a white athlete in a largely white sport. What about other elite WNBA players? Are they receiving the same love? This is where the WNBA's larger picture comes into play. Clark is receiving a huge marketing push. Her jersey sales are skyrocketing, and she is all over TV and social media. The league has been struggling with ratings for years, but with celebrities like Wilson and Clark, things are beginning to improve and more people are watching the game than ever before. Here's the twist. People are talking about the WNBA in a way they haven't before because of Wilson's remarks, which are starting crucial discussions about equity in promotional efforts. This rivalry between Wilson and Clark may actually benefit the league because of their different styles both on and off the court.
You hate it when they're here. You don't like their presence. Oh my God, look at what they're doing. They're so awful. Then when they leave, the Caitlyn flight, oh my God, I can't, what do we do now? Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, it's a good analogy. Yes, it is.
And these players that are now complaining, if there are any, about the ratings, about being abandoned. Well, wait a minute. So that has become something that for them, that word, problematic. And it's also set up a cultural debate on the other side of the street. Many of you were the very same ones that was pointing the finger and saying you're racist and we don't want or need your support. So in theory, you're getting what you want and you should be happy for the lower ratings. So be careful what you...
It's not just about who is the best player. It's about who gets to represent the league and why. But here's the real deal. This isn't just a Wilson versus Clark issue. It's about the WNBA's future. How can the league ensure that all of its stars shine, regardless of race? How can they use this moment to grow the game for everyone? All of this discussion about the WNBA's future brings us to a crucial point. The excitement surrounding Clark's professional debut was enormous, but so was the pressure. What happened when the rookie took the floor, and why are people still talking about it? Imagine this. The audience is going crazy as Caitlin Clark takes the floor for her first WNBA game. Expectations are high, but the start wasn't quite what everyone had hoped for. Clark scored 20 points, which sounds fantastic, but she also set a league record with 10 turnovers. That's right, 10 in her very first game. You might be thinking, wait, isn't that bad? But this actually demonstrates how much attention Clark is bringing to the league. People flocked to watch her play, even when she was having trouble. That's the kind of star power that can change the game, so let's break it down. Clark's college numbers were astounding, and now she leads the WNBA in assists. She consistently scores points for both herself and her teammates. It's as if she had eyes in the back of her head.
Charles Barkley talking about the Caitlin Clark phenomenon and the people he blames for blowing this whole Caitlin Clark deal.
People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try. What is going on here? And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing.
However, this is where things start to become very interesting. Clark plays in a much different manner than AA. Wilson's Clark is all about aggressive drives, long-range shooting, and insane playmaking. Wilson, on the other hand, is a defensive nightmare for opponents and a beast in the paint. You know what's wild? AA Wilson herself expressed her admiration for Clark by saying, "You watch her and it's just unguardable. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. She's just that dominant." Now, let's discuss Clark's shooting. This gal is like a human highlight because she can pull up from 30 to 34 feet and still hit over 37% of those shots. The real sting is that Real is making defenders seem foolish and attracting so much attention that her teammates are staring at her. In addition to scoring, Clark is making her own shots, which is crucial in the WNBA. Most rookies have trouble with this, but Clark is out there making it seem simple.
Caitlin Clark somehow wins the WNBA championship this year. She will have put together the greatest rookie season in the history of professional sport. include Caitlin Clark in the conversation, as I like to do, but we're also going to bring the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Caitlin Clark, Deion Sanders, all in the same boat with historical perspective and knowledge. And more than anything, I'm going to blast.
Don't get me wrong, AA, she's scoring historically high points each game without much assistance. What does all of this mean for the WNBA? Well, it's like we have two superstars with completely different styles, both crushing it in their own ways. Clark is the flashy newcomer lighting up scoreboards and social media, while Wilson is still dominating the league and putting up numbers that are unbelievable. Wilson is a well-known powerhouse who is winning MVP awards and championships. Hold on, we've been talking about stats and skills, but there's something even bigger going on. Wilson just dropped a truth bomb that has everyone talking. The WNBA is going to face its toughest opponent, but inequality. This Wilson-Clark situation isn't just about two stars trading jokes. It's igniting some serious conversations about equity in women's sports.
Shoe, whenever that is released comes out, they ought to call it the air suppression. Because basically they are marketing A'ja Wilson by suppressing anything having to do with the most popular player in the league.
Since you brought it up, I'm going to touch on it just for a bit. The ratings, I believe 2 Sundays ago with Caitlin Clark, she drew 1.8 million viewers on an NFL Sunday. I really do. And I think moving forward, I think that number is going to, as the playoffs continue on, I think that number is going to continue to come down.
I wonder, this actually needs to be studied. What other sports league has diminishing ratings as you get closer to the championship?
AA people are discussing race and marketing in the WNBA more than ever before as a result of Wilson's remarks. The two-time MVP made a powerful statement when she said, "It really is because you can be top-notch at what you are as a Black woman, but maybe that's something that people don't want to see." People are asking difficult questions about who gets the attention and why, but here is where things start to get interesting. Two of the biggest names in the game are using their platforms to push for change, and Caitlin Clark isn't holding back when she says that we need more opportunities to elevate women's basketball. What if the WNBA took this moment and ran with it? What if they used this buzz to create new ways to promote all of their players, not just the biggest stars? We could see a whole new approach to marketing in women's sports. The WNBA could start showcasing more diverse stories, highlighting players from all backgrounds. They could collaborate with organizations that support racial equity and sports.